Well, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whatever time of the day you are watching this video. I'd like to welcome you to an introductory tech for Stardot Engineer Non-for-Profit Foundation. My name is Daryl Smith. I'm the founder. Our mission and our purpose is to provide IT certification training for minority students between the ages of 18 and 24 years old that are unable to attend college or recently dropped out of college and are looking for some type of career choice. So with that, we'll get started with our introduction to technology. So our agenda for today, we're going to go over, why choose a career in IT, what skills you would need to be successful in the IT field, as well as achieving an IT certification. We'll talk about IT positions and careers throughout many different corporate environments, as well as not-for-profit environments. Almost every environment today has some type of IT functionality or IT type of career. And then we'll talk about the certifications you need to obtain these type of positions. And building upon the positions, the certifications, we'll talk about the courses you need to take in order to achieve those certifications. And then lastly, we'll talk about how Stardot Engineer can help you on your journey to achieving all of these goals. So with that, we'll get started. So one of the skills you would definitely need in the IT certification or in IT field in general is just you have to have a sense of you like to help people. Because most positions in IT, you'll start off at a help desk position. So you have to be a person that's willing to help someone. If you're not that type of person and you like working by yourself, that's also a possibility because there are many different positions that require you to be independent, be self-aware, self-reliant. So if you like working by yourself, choosing a career in IT is also a successful career path. Also, if you don't like either of those other two and you like working with a team, that's also a possibility. There are many projects that go on within the IT environment where you have to have a team type focus and enjoy working with others in achieving a common goal to either completing a project, deploying a data center, setting up a small office. These are many different things that you would need to do in a team type atmosphere in the IT environment in order to be successful as well. And lastly, one definite skill you'll need in IT is the willingness to always want to learn. IT is ever evolving. I started my IT career well over 30 years ago, and everything's changed from standard Ethernet to wireless, virtual servers, physical servers, routers, switches. Everything has changed within that time span. And one thing I found in being successful in IT is I was always willing to learn, always taking the challenge, and it kept me ahead of the curve and helped me be successful within the IT field. So those are just some takeaways that, helping people, working by yourself, putting your head down, getting a project done, working with a team, as well as, always willing to learn. These are definitely skills you need to be successful within the IT field. So let's talk about some possible positions. If you're just starting out and you want to get into IT, you don't know where to go or what type of jobs to actually look for, either on Indeed, LinkedIn, Dice.com, a help desk administrator is usually the first gateway or first job position you'll try to obtain in the IT field. And these jobs can go under many different titles, from desktop analyst to help desk support specialist, but that first initial job in IT is normally a help desk position where you're doing PC, break fix, printer support, things of that nature. Another type of entry-level job that you can get if you obtain a Cisco CCNA or Network Plus certification, you look to be probably a network administrator, which you're helping the other network engineers, support your network infrastructure, which contains router switches, changing ports, physical cabling, things of that nature. And then you'll move up to a network engineer. Mostly network engineers, you're doing some type of design work, helping build out an office, cabling, rack diagrams, many different aspects to the network engineer, subnetting, IP addressing, helping out the desktop staff, being the second level support for lower level engineers within the IT environment. And their counterparts are usually Windows administrators or systems administrators, because our infrastructure has changed over the years. We used to be a Windows desktop engineer or Windows engineer. Now you're just a systems engineer, because our systems change from basic Windows operating systems to Linux to VMware, many different flavors of systems that you need to support within the IT infrastructure. And this is where you come to that fork in the road where you need to choose some type of career path. If you want to be on the infrastructure side, dealing with layer 1, 2, and 3, or you want to be on the server side, dealing with layer 5, 6, and 7, as well as the application avenue. Other type of careers, you may want to work in both, where you'll have to be a hybrid model, and that's usually those security engineers. They understand layer 1, 2, and 3, the physical security, the network transport security with encryption, as well as the server security, multi-factor authentication, single sign-on, SAML type accounts. That'll be your security administrator. And these are the jobs that are very much in high demand due to cybersecurity. Will be another title you'll often see on job postings, as well as certifications you can achieve in that. You have your security or cybersecurity certification or CISSP certification, which is a very difficult exam. It's equivalent to the CCIE type of exam, and that'll be later on in your career when you get more experience dealing with network infrastructure, securing devices. And then of course DevOps. DevOps has been a big explosion within the IT industry over the last 5, 6 years, because now we have that hybrid model where it used to be separate, where you used to have the person doing all the developing and the person supporting the infrastructure. Now those two worlds are starting to come together with software-defined networks, where you find engineers having to have a skill set of coding, scripting, things of that nature to automate certain tasks within the IT infrastructure, as well as applications. So DevOps engineers or DevOps administrators is another type of job that you'll look to see in the IT field. So as you see, in IT, there are many different jobs, many different positions, many different career paths you can obtain or take within this field, and all of them are very, very, very lucrative. So if you're a person that's still looking for that career change and you're early on in your career, you just recently graduated high school, you're not looking to take on a lot of debt, IT is definitely a career path that you can choose if you have a good analytical mindset. You like helping people, you're a good people person, those are some things you can look to leverage as your soft skills to help you be successful within the IT field. So what are some certifications I need, to obtain these jobs? Well, some of the introductory certifications or first level certifications you probably want to achieve, one being the Cisco CCNA, which is equivalent to the CompTIA Network Plus. However, the Cisco CCNA certification has been around many, many years. I remember taking mine back, in 2000, where that was the first certification or network certification you really needed to obtain in order to say, hey, I understand networking, as well as that's the gateway certification into the entire portal for Cisco. Cisco has so many different tracks you can take, and CCNA is the first one. And that's that associate certification. So after you get an associate certification with Cisco, you look to obtain the professional certification, which is the P, so CCNP. That means I'm a Cisco certified network professional. That means I understand more than just the basic layer 1 and 2. I understand some of the advanced topics, layer 3 and layer 4 within the infrastructure. I understand switching very, very well. I understand routing very, very well as I'm able to troubleshoot networks extremely well and solve those problems for enterprise networks. And this is a certification you normally need to become a network engineer or senior network engineer within the field. And now we move on to some Microsoft certifications or cloud-based certifications. When I first started out, it was Microsoft Certified Systems Engineer, which meant I understand the entire portfolio stack of Microsoft Windows Server, Windows Advanced Server, Windows Desktop, TCP/IP, as well as some type of application like Exchange or email. Well, Microsoft has evolved into a larger portfolio. They're cloud-based, and their Azure cloud has really taken off and is very competitive with Azure Web Service, which is known as AWS. So these next three certifications, Azure Fundamentals, Azure Admin Associate, and AWS Systems Operations Administrator. These are certifications that say, hey, I understand cloud. I understand how to deploy servers within the cloud. I understand how to set up a network in the cloud. I understand how to leverage different security protocols within the cloud. But these are all the introductory type or base level minimum that you'll need to say, hey, my cloud engineer, cloud associate, or cloud analyst. After obtaining these, there are more certifications you can obtain to be a cloud architect or design specialist within AWS and Azure. And then, of course, your security administrator that I talked about before, cybersecurity, CISSP, and going along with DevOps, that's that Python administrator. Python is one of the very up and coming, coding platforms that a lot of people use, as well as it teaches you a lot of fundamentals within coding in general. It's an open source coding platform. It's used by, by Cisco. You can use it in Azure, you can use it in AWS. They also leverage their own coding. Microsoft leverages PowerShell. But if you understand Python and you understand the logic and writing codes and scripts, you can take that same philosophy to any different coding, because now it just becomes syntax that you're learning. You just learn a different syntax, but you understand the functionality of what you're trying to achieve. So having a Python programming administration certification is something you can leverage within many different organizations. And you can help become like a cloud stack engineer. So what are some classes that you actually need to take? Well, with Start on Engineer, we have partnered with INE.com, and we're offering 4 different tracks within our certification portfolio. You might have it. We're offering the Network Pass, which is a Cisco 200 or 125 class to obtain your CCNA. We're also offering the Azure 900 track, which you can achieve an Azure Associate or Azure Fundamentals certification. Then we're offering the AWS class, as well as a Python training. And we also have some IT fundamentals that'll teach you a little bit of security to help you get underway to achieving or understanding better system security, whether it be route switch, Windows, Azure, AWS, just general security topics. These are some of the courses that we offer in partnering with INE.com to help everyone achieve their certifications. So how does Start on Engineer actually help you? Well, you're watching this intro to technology session right now, which is the first step. So if you weren't able to attend the live session, you're required to watch this video right now and just explaining some of the different paths, certifications, and tracks that you need to take to obtain that first step. This intro to certification and the benefits of the certifications are huge, and having an understanding of that helps you. Next, you'll be applying for certification training. So you register at www.star.dltengineer.org, sign up, become a student. Once you become a student, you'll be required to take a computer aptitude test, which will gauge, your analytical problem solving ability. We're not looking for a high achiever score. We're here to help you get to that point. But we're looking for, we're looking to establish some type of baseline. So that's why we require our students to take that computer aptitude test. After that, between 1 to 2 weeks, you'll be selected for the program. And most of the programs will last 7 to 8 months. This is not a 1-week global knowledge boot camp, 1 week, INE boot camp for advanced engineers or anything like that. This is teaching you how to become an engineer, how to think, how to process, how to have a good work ethic. That's what we're here, so that you're a quality candidate when you go out to look for a job. You're not like they call the paper certification specialist or anything like that. We want you to have a good understanding. So this training course is going to be 7 to 8 months. And it's a certain time commitment that you have to put in at least 5 to 6 hours a week, sort of like a college prep class, where we understand everyone's going to be working, everyone's going to be doing other things within their life. So the bare minimum we're looking for is 5 to 6 hours a week. And we monitor that progress. It's important that you keep up with that because that helps you stay within the program. So after, you do the training and studying and quizzes and on-hand labs, then you'll be ready for a certification exam. So it's all those building blocks that need to take place. And it's not just a cookie cutter. It's not going to happen overnight. It's putting in the time. So with that, we partner every student with a mentor. That's really the third step in this process. Well, step 2 and step 3 sort of go hand in hand because the mentor will help you, with one-on-one sessions. We try to do it weekly, sometimes it's bi-weekly, depending upon the schedule with the mentor and the mentee. They usually set that up. But we're talking about, hey, good study habits. What are things I need to do? How do I pass the exam? How did you pass your exam? Giving you some insight into the actual process. And our mentors are not the instructors for the class. Once again, all the training is online, it's video training. We sort of had to change our model in 2020 due to everything that was going on, where we couldn't offer live classes. So we had to go to an online model, provide video training, and we're providing some of the industry's best training experts that have been training for a long time. I used I&E when I was obtaining my certifications, specifically my CCIE, and they were a great help, great asset. So I couldn't recommend a better training partner. They've been around, they've been the most stable of all the training providers out there that are third party and not officially associated with like Microsoft or Cisco sponsored. Also, the mentors help you, show you how to register for the exam, how to get your login account, the process. And your exam will be sponsored by Star.Engineer Foundation. So the cost is nothing to the actual student. We're here to help you. We're here to help minorities obtain certifications, be a hallmark in the IT field, and be good engineers. And after obtaining, certifications, we have a couple of career placement opportunities for you, where you can meet with our partner and we can talk about different job opportunities based upon your certification. So if you get that CCNA or you get that Azure Fundamentals, we'll start looking for Windows Systems admins, network admins, networks engineers, and hopefully you'll have enough knowledge that you understand how to answer certain questions. We'll also help you with interviewing tips, questions that I normally ask people that I'm interviewing for positions within my company. I usually put people through certain tests, simulators, just to see, are they a paper certified person or they understand how to actually configure something. Whiteboarding sessions, how to design a network, how to talk about a network, different objects and things like that. So we're here to help and provide you with all of that. So these are the highlights from what Star.Engineer Foundation, we provide the training. We partner with a certified trainer. We assist with the exam costs, where we mentor to answer questions you may have throughout the 7 to 8 months, as well as we help review your resume. Structure that resume so that it gets the looks that you need, so you get the callbacks, so people can, find you on LinkedIn, people can find you on Indeed, Career Builder, whatever website you're using to actually, do your job hunting, job posting, things like that. So with that, I'll open it up to any questions that people may have. And if you are watching this video online, of course you can answer questions, but please post the questions and I'll try to respond back as quickly as possible. Please subscribe and like the video if you were told to watch it. That way I understand it. I know that you actually watched the video and you get credit for watching the video. So thank you and enjoy your track in achieving an IT certification from Star.Engineer.